Okay, we're back here. I'm very happy to be joined by Shanelle Dyer. It's always a pleasure. She is back in action for her UFC debut, UFC London, March 21st. Chanel, how you doing? How's everything going?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm excited, man. Counting down the days. It's been a long, hard count, but that's what you want. You don't want anything better than that.
Of course, of course. I was going to say, we're just a couple of weeks away now. How are you feeling? Where is
Yeah.
that excitement at? You say you're counting down the days. Where's that
Yeah,
feeling?
I actually have like a whiteboard in my room, and I literally count down the days. And I remember waking up Saturday morning, and I put 21 days. I'm like, and I was like the first day this camp that I actually got butterflies. I'm like, right, I'm actually fighting, and this time in 3 weeks is like it's getting real now. It's surreal, but I'm excited. Like this is what I wanted. This is what I've dreamt for like the past few years. So it's actually coming to fruition. I'm hyped. I'm so excited.
Of course, of course. I mean, obviously things have lined up perfectly for the London card, but it had to be, didn't it? There's no other
Yeah.
option. It had to be for the
Nah.
debut.
Yeah, it had to be the London color. I've been calling it from the second I started MMA. I'm like UFC London. I went to the past six UFC Londons. I'm like, I'm gonna make my UFC debut in this one. Second I got signed, I'm like UFC London before it even got announced. I was telling people I was fighting the UFC London before even the card existed. So yeah, I just spoke into existence. So I had to be. I'm from London. I have to be in this card.
And the little video you made to announce it was really cool, really creative as well.
Yeah, yeah. I remember just making video. It was literally all my idea. I got my little sister to follow me around. I was just like, let's just make a cool video of us just messing about in the estate. That's what London is, man. I'm born and bred London. I grew up in an estate. Just yeah. So it's proper me. This.
Yeah, how you were basically manifesting it, but obviously September was the last time we saw you out when you got the contract. How soon after that did kind of talk again that it was actually going to be London?
Only like uh December to be beginning of
Yeah,
January, so not even that long. Like straight after, they usually come London around March time, or the UK
yeah.
around March time. I heard a lot of whispers, oh, they're not gonna come London because the last few cars wasn't that great. But I just had a feeling that they were gonna come London in March, and I just kept calling for it, kept posting about it, kept talking about it, kept telling people I was fighting in UFC London, and I didn't really get matched until like end of December or like January that I actually knew that I was gonna fight on this card.
Of course. Are you able to kind of, we talk about the excitement there. Are you able to treat this as business as usual, or is it always in the back of your mind, like, this is UFC London?
No, it's business as usual. The only weird thing about it is it's down the road for me. I remember UFC, they sent me like all my flight details, blah blah. I literally just ignored the email. I'm literally taking the Uber down the road, might even take the tube. So it's different. It's usually I kind of think about fight week is I'm going off on a mission for like a week and I'll come back home later after the mission's done. But it's hard to put in my mind that I'm not going anywhere. I'm literally going down the road. But I'm gonna stay in the hotel the whole of fight week. So treat it as normal. It's nothing personal to me when I go to fight. I'm gonna treat it as the same.
They still tried to book you on the flight. I guess is that like just like standard protocol for them, I
Yeah, the
guess.
standard protocol. They were saying, "Oh, send me your flight details for Union code." So I was like, "What?" Then no, they didn't. So they didn't send no follow-up email. So they probably clocked afterwards. But yeah, it was just
Yeah,
funny.
I'm sure they figured. I'm sure they figured. I mean, you look down the card, and there's like, I mean, half the cards certainly UK, but a few Europeans
Yes,
on there as well.
jump on the
There's
train.
there
Like,
probably a lot less flights coming into this one than a lot of the cards.
yeah, they done that on purpose, save money. I'm joking. They have enough.
Of course, of course. So yeah, I mean, after that, you say December, January, was when the talks kind of started. Was it
Yeah.
always going to be Ravena Oliveira?
Nah, they confirmed that I'm fighting March 21st and against Ravena straight off the bat and basically the same message. So it was always going to be Ravena. I haven't had no opponent stage. Obviously, I kind of had a couple people in my mind who I wanted to fight, but I fight whoever UFC wants me to fight at the end of the day.
Are you gonna keep those names to yourself, or are you gonna just
Yeah, I might call out one, two people after this
yeah,
fight, so
yeah.
keep that
Same.
back on my mind.
Are we back? Are we back? Perfect. And so basically, yeah, just What are your thoughts on what she brings to the table? Because and from what you've seen from her, because obviously she's 0-2 and she's going to be under some pressure coming into this one as well.
Yeah, I think pressure kind of works in her favor and her style. She's a little bit erratic. She can be a little bit erratic. You can see her fight a bit desperate when she's losing a fight in like the third round. She does like jumping, leaping, like flying knees, flying 1-2s. Like she gets a bit desperate down the line. But I think her style favors me in in great ways. She fights a lot on the back foot, does lunging 1-2s, lunging hook crosses. Not a great wrestler, doesn't try to shoot. So yeah, I think her style favors me perfectly. Perfect for me to knock out. So that's great.
Does she feel like the step up quality you probably expected going from the regional to FL to UFC? Is she represent what you would have expected coming in?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone that got signed to UFC who fights in UFC is top fighters in the whole world. So yeah, I think the standard is great. Whoever gets to the UFC. So yeah, I just have to get through Ravena first and then keep climbing up the rankings.
Obviously, last time we saw you was back in September. Just want to ask how you reflect on that performance, the Contender Series, because obviously, um, the result didn't go your way, but then you have Dana White saying like, "Oh, it's one of the best women's fights he's ever seen." That's obviously something that's got to be quite bittersweet in the moment, but retrospectively, how do you reflect on that Contender Series experience?
Yeah, so the Contender Series 5 is literally like mixed emotions. Always explain this mixed emotion. Obviously, I lost the fight, but obviously, I achieved my goal, which is to be signed to UFC. And obviously, Dana White saying it's one of the best female fights he's ever seen, and it exciting fight and entertaining first. And I don't want to be a fight where I watch them. I'll be like, oh, she's boring. I want to be an exciting fight for everyone. So yeah, the Contender Series fight. Obviously, I reflect back to every single fight, but I lost a lot in amateur. I lost 3 times in amateur, and every time I lost in amateur, I bounced back tenfold. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and I know you've been working hard in the gym since then. What's going to be different about this Chanel diet stepping into the cage in a couple of weeks from back in September?
Yeah, so before my last fight, I lost my last fight. I think I was on like a 10 fight winning streak. But I wasn't. I can't say that I was getting a bit more comfortable. But I'm definitely like more dialed in this fight. I'm taking a lot more professionally. Obviously, everyone who fights in UFC, they're at a high standard, and this I want to stay in UFC as long as possible. So obviously, I want to win fights. So I'm being a little bit more clued on. I used to never watch my opponents. Used to watch them once or twice, and then focus a lot on myself. But now I'm making an effort to actually watch my opponent. Like sometimes I have to force myself to watch her, but I have to watch her at least once or twice a week to keep her in the forefront of my brain, so I know exactly what I'm facing when I get in the case. I'm proper more dialed in that aspects.
As we mentioned, obviously, the preparation there. I feel like whenever I talk to someone from GB Top, I can ask this because there's always so much going on, so many people having big moments. But I mean, you look at Nick winning the title a few weeks ago. You look at Lon's you win just the other day. It's got
Mm.
to be a good time at the gym.
Yeah, GB Top Team is like they're such great people, man. They every day they inspire me. Every time I walk in the gym, I'm like, Nick, he just won the belt. Lonnie, he just won the biggest fight of his life. Like literally changed his life overnight, and within the 3 weeks, a lot of people are counting him out, and he's gone and done. And I'm training in the same space as them. I'm like, if they can achieve greatness, I can achieve greatness. So it just gives me a lot of confidence and inspires me because I'm like, yeah, it's my turn next. I want to be like part of the top fighters in GB Top Team. So yeah, we're popping. We've only been open a few years now, but yeah, we're taking over. And we have obviously Joanny and Wesley Meyer fighting the day before me for Cage Warriors belts, and the final was fighting in UFC London. So yeah, we just have big fights, just racking it up.
And one thing I always think of when I think of GB Top Team is the strength of the women's side at the gym as well. And you're the first woman from GB Top Team to make it to UFC. So just how does that feel? And I guess how inspiring can that be for the girls you train with?
Yeah, as I said with the guys, like I'm the first UFC female from GB top team. So I'm obviously inspiring the girls because if I can make it to UFC, then they can make it as well. We're in the same classes, we train the same, have the same coach, have the same trainer partner. So if I can make it, they can make it as well. And they're the ones who made me be a UFC fighter, pushing me in training. So if they can push me to be the best, they can be the best at the same time.
Yes, end of last year, you spent some time in Thailand as well. I know Israel Adesanya, Eugene Behrman were out there as well. You got to meet them. I saw you hitting some
Yeah.
pads with Gene. Um, what was that like for you? Especially since I know how much you look up to Izzy, how big of a fan you are of Izzy. What was that like for you?
It was amazing. Izzy's like the coolest person ever. He's like the epiphany, like the embodiment of a cool dude. He's so cool. He gave me so much love, gave me such the time of day, and like bigged me up as well. It hits different when the person you inspire to be like it takes inspiration from you back. So yes, it gave me so much confidence. He said he's gonna be watching my fight, so I wanna show out in my fight on March 21st. And yeah, he's so cool. I learned a lot from his seminar. He did the seminar like about 2 hours, and I literally have like a whole book full of stuff that he taught me that I've been embodying in my sparring and in my training. So yeah, he's a great guy, great people.
What are some of the lessons and advice you were able to take from them, which you now carry into this next step of your career?
Yeah, so obviously from like the training point of view, just like the fakes, like I've been fighting a lot, but I never knew kind of like the difference between a fake and a feint. So and that aggressive jab, the defensive jab, and just like little things like that. Like he taught me that when you do fakes, it's basically like a ratio from like 6 to 1 or 7 to 1 when you throw shots, and just like little details that you haven't really been taught. So you have to be around those people to get taught like that just from his experience at the end of the day. And just like being me, like obviously I take a lot of inspiration from Israel Adesanya. We're basically the same. We're both Nigerian, we're strikers, and we both love anime. And he basically just told me to be me in my fights, and that's what I'm gonna start doing.
And I know he's got a fight coming up just a week after you. It's an interesting challenge against Joe Pyfer. How do you think he goes? How do you think he does there?
Yeah, I think that's a good matchup for Israel Adesanya. As he said, he just wants the fun matchups. He wants the the fights that he can show out. Go back to the beginning of his career when he just does it for fun now. He's made money, he's been champion, he's solidified his legacy. He's just doing it not for banks, but just for the love of the game. So I think you're gonna see a new Israel Adesanya when he goes out to fight Joe Pyfer. He's gonna have that young energy that he had when he started the UFC. So I'm excited for that fight.
Perfect. I am too, and I'm also very excited to see your UFC debut, of course. Thanks for taking the time today. Very excited to watch, as I said. March 21st, UFC London, of course, down at the O2 Arena. Shanelle Dyer back in action for the debut. Look into the camera. Give us the hard sell. What can the people expect to step into that octagon for the first officially as a UFC fighter?
You can expect a 100% Shanelle Dyer fight, explosive, aggressive, and a finish.
That's what we like to hear. Thanks for the time again, Chanel. Best of luck.
No, no worries, thank you.